The harsh truth behind the American dream. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and everything is gone. Your home, your job, your safety net vanished. Where would you go? What would you do? Tonight, over 500,000 people in the United States won't have to imagine. They're already living this nightmare. From the shadows of towering skyscrapers to the back alleys of America's wealthiest cities, an invisible crisis is unfolding. And here's the most shocking part. This could happen to anyone, even you. Because in a world where one emergency can wipe out your savings, the line between stability and struggle is thinner than you think. The shocking reality. Before you scroll away, ask yourself this. Why, in one of the richest countries on earth, do so many people end up on the streets? Is it bad choices, bad luck, or is there something fundamentally broken in the system? I had a job, I paid my bills, then my landlord raised the rent. Overnight, I had nowhere to go. Now I sleep in my car and pray every night that I won't get towed. The truth may shock you, but more importantly, it might change the way you see homelessness forever. The scale of the crisis. Homelessness is not just a problem, it's an epidemic. Across 200 cities, from New York to San Francisco, the number of people without shelter is skyrocketing. Families with children make up 30% of this population. Veterans, those who fought for this country, make up another 13%. And here's a statistic no one talks about. Nearly 40% of homeless youth are LGBTQ+, often kicked out by their own families. This isn't just a story of poverty. It's a story of a system failing its most vulnerable. A story of people who once had stability, jobs, families, dreams, only to lose everything in an instant. And here's the terrifying part. For many, once they fall, it's almost impossible to climb back up. Because in America, being homeless isn't just about losing your home. It's about losing your dignity, your voice, and in many cases, your future. But does it have to be this way? The faces behind the numbers. Meet Sarah, a single mother who lost her job during the pandemic. One missed rent payment, and she and her 2 kids were on the streets. She never imagined her life would turn out this way. Yet here she is, navigating a system that offers little help and even less hope. Then there's John, a veteran who served his country with honor. He survived combat, but he couldn't survive the economy. Now he sleeps under a bridge, ignored by the very people he once protected. And then there's Mark, a college graduate with 2 jobs. He works 60 hours a week, yet still lives in his car because even the cheapest rent is too high. Education was supposed to be his ticket to a better life, but instead, it left him drowning in debt. These are not just statistics. They are people. They had dreams, they had plans, and now they're just trying to survive. But what if I told you there's still hope? The root causes. So how did we get here? The answer isn't as simple as bad luck or bad decisions. It's a crisis fueled by skyrocketing rent, stagnant wages, and a severe lack of affordable housing. In cities like San Francisco, the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is over $3,000 a month, a price tag that's out of reach for millions of hardworking Americans. But that's just the beginning. Factor in mental health struggles, medical bankruptcies, and an underfunded social safety net, and suddenly, the American dream starts to look like an impossible fantasy for many. Homelessness isn't just about losing a home, it's about losing stability. And for too many, once they fall, the system offers no way back up. But does it have to be this way? Or is there another path forward? Up next, breaking the cycle. The domino effect. Homelessness isn't just about losing a roof over your head, it's a domino effect. It often starts with something small, an unexpected bill, a medical emergency, a sudden layoff. One moment, you're fine. The next, you're drowning. First, you lose your job. Without a paycheck, you can't make rent. Soon, your credit score drops, making it harder to secure housing again. Add in mounting medical bills or mental health struggles, and suddenly you're trapped in a cycle that feels impossible to escape. And here's the harshest truth. Once you're homeless, society makes it even harder to get back up. No address means no job. No job means no money. No money means no home. It's a vicious cycle that punishes people for falling in the first place. But what if I told you this cycle can be broken? Stick around, because up next, we'll explore the solutions that could change everything. Hotspots of homelessness. Let's take a journey through America's homelessness hotspots. In Manhattan, the wealthiest borough of New York City, people sleep on the same streets as billion-dollar corporations. In Los Angeles, over 4,000 people call Skid Row home, trapped in an endless cycle of poverty, addiction, and survival. It's a humanitarian crisis unfolding in plain sight. In Seattle, the homelessness crisis has become so severe that it's now a top issue for voters. Rising rents, housing shortages, and failed policies have left thousands without shelter. These cities are just the tip of the iceberg. The truth is, homelessness isn't confined to urban centers. It's spreading everywhere. Small towns, suburbs, even rural areas are seeing a rise in people with nowhere to go. And while some look away, hoping the problem will disappear, the reality is this crisis is growing. It's no longer just a statistic, it's a wake-up call. But is there a way out? Up next, we dive into the real solutions that could turn the tide. Solutions that are working right now in cities across the country. But are we willing to implement them? The hidden communities. But here's something most people don't know. In some cities, homeless communities have formed their own neighborhoods. These tent cities are not just places of survival, they're hubs of resilience, resourcefulness, and mutual aid. When society turned its back on them, they turned to each other. Ricardo used to be a carpenter. Now he's using his skills to build homes, not just for himself, but for those around him. Across these communities, people are proving that even in the harshest conditions, the human spirit finds a way to endure. From community kitchens to self-run security patrols, these people are doing what they can to create order in a world that has abandoned them. But here's the problem. These are not long-term solutions. They are temporary fixes to a systemic failure. Despite their resilience, these communities live in constant fear. At any moment, they can be torn down, erased as if they never existed. But wiping away the problem doesn't solve it. So what would it take to turn these temporary shelters into permanent solutions? The answer isn't what you think. Stick with us, because up next, we'll explore real solutions that could change everything. Solutions and hope. The good news? Solutions exist, and they work. Across the country, cities are testing new approaches that are proving to be game changers. Houston has reduced homelessness by 50% using the housing first approach. The idea is simple. Provide stable housing first, and then address other challenges like employment, healthcare, and mental health support. And it's not just government programs making a difference. Grassroots organizations, nonprofits, and even private businesses are stepping up. From tiny home villages to innovative job training programs, these initiatives are giving people more than just a place to sleep. They're giving them a second chance. And here's the most powerful part. When you invest in people, they invest back in society. Housing the homeless isn't just an act of charity, it's a smart, economic decision. It reduces emergency room visits, lowers crime rates, and saves cities millions in public service costs. A real solution is possible. So if we know what works, why isn't every city doing this? The answer might frustrate you, but it might also inspire you. The power of community. Here's the most inspiring part. Change starts with us. While governments debate policies, everyday people are taking action. Communities are coming together to fight this crisis, not with words, but with real solutions. It's proof that even small acts of kindness can create ripple effects that change lives. Imagine what we could achieve if we all took action. Speaking of action, here's how you can help. Up next, the simple ways you can make a real difference. How you can make a difference. This isn't just their fight, it's ours. Homelessness is a crisis, but together, we can be part of the solution. You don't have to be a billionaire or a politician to make a difference. Here's how you can help, starting today. Donate. Even $5 can provide a meal, a warm blanket, or a night in a shelter for someone in need. Volunteer. Your time can change lives. Shelters, soup kitchens, and outreach programs always need extra hands. Advocate. Push for policies that support affordable housing, mental health services, and fair wages. Contact your local representatives. Your voice matters. Share. Knowledge is power. The more people understand the crisis, the more we can do together. Share this video, tell a friend, and keep the conversation going. Your support matters. One act of kindness can set off a chain reaction. Let's be the generation that ends homelessness. Start today, be the change. A vision for the future. Homelessness is not just a crisis, it's a call to action. A call to build a future where everyone has a place to call home. A future where no child sleeps on the streets, no veteran is left behind, and no family has to choose between rent and food. This is our challenge and our opportunity. Every action counts, every voice matters. Together, we can turn the tide. Join the movement, the time is now. Thank you for watching, and remember, change starts with you. Like, comment, and subscribe to join the movement. Let's make history. Every home matters, every action counts.